Okay, how's it going? I knew as soon as I started recording, my cat would come up here and start being a cat. So here we have, this is Rone number 223. I got this fairly recently. I actually traded my Rone 228 for this. I love you, but you can't be up here. And a few people have asked me, why would you trade your milled Rone, which was so cool, for this Rone, which is lame and dumb? And first off, nobody said that, but it's kind of implied. People are like, why would you do that? For one, I love smooth scales. I think smooth scales are great. They feel really nice in the hand, and they're just neat. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the smooth scale. It's like a canvas. There's so many people out there that can do laser work, cool ano work. There's people out there that can transform this into a skelly, which means a scale that's like has holes all through it. That's a see-through scale. There's a lot of cool things you can do with a plain scale Rone. And also, this Rone is in a lot better shape than my Rone was in. So I felt like I got the better end of the trade. I'm not too crazy about the pink accents, but whoever bought this Rone from Ruben wanted it that way. Because when Ruben listed this Rone, it was just all raw. And he has on the COA that he did this ano work. So anyway, I'm real bad about talking. So with the Rone, this happened a lot on my old Rone. You play with it a lot. You flick it open and close a lot. It starts to get a little bit loose. I can actually loosen this pivot with my thumb. So that's actually why I'm doing this. I just want to take it apart, clean it, and put some Loctite on it, make it real nice and tight. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the Rone requires a T8 for all of the screws, and we've got a flathead for this custom pivot, which is really awesome. It's a great looking pivot, and I've got a lot of different screwdrivers, but this weird flashlight that has a bunch of screwdrivers on it, I don't even know where I got this thing. It says OKC Fairgrounds on it. It's got some screwdrivers and a little small screwdriver on it, and this is the only tool I have found that has a screwdriver that perfectly fits this Rone. But because it's so loose, I won't need it until I go to tighten it up. But the first Rone I actually had to get with Ruben and ask for a new pivot because I had tried to use tools that I shouldn't have to try to tighten it up to and including a little Swiss Army knife screwdriver, which is like the little file thing. I tried to use that on here, which, gosh, sometimes I do stuff and I'm like, you might be retarded. So I had to get a new pivot, but this pivot's in pretty great shape, but you can still see there is like some, let me see if I can do this without messing the video up. You can see where there is it doesn't take a lot to mess that pivot up. You can kind of see it there. That's all. It'll let me zoom in on this pro video that I'm using, but you can tell that there's a little bit of wear on that. That's from using a screwdriver that is not the correct size. So yeah. I've really been enjoying this Rone a lot. Now, let me for a second talk about Ruben from Ruben's Titanium Tools on Instagram. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. So, man, so sick. He even did the screws on the inside, which you can't even see. That's pretty neat that he did that. My scale that I had before was in a lot worse shape. Number 223. So yeah, let me talk about Ruben for a second. Ruben, dang, whoever had this last put a ton of like thick. It's like they used some KPL heavy on there. I don't know what the heck they used, but I'm gonna definitely do that differently. So, Ruben from Ruben's Titanium Tool. Ruben from Ruben's Titanium Tool. He is a dude from California, and he makes knives in his spare time. He is not a full-time maker. A lot of people out there wish he was. He could easily make a living making knives full-time, but he doesn't. So, just a little bit of history. Dude. That's not good. That is like... That is really, really in there, and it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, that's really in there. Yeah, that's not coming out. So, sorry. I wasn't expecting that. It shouldn't be like that. Pretty sure that... I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. Looks like there is like there's been glue put in there. I don't know what the heck. I don't know what the heck, dude. You never really know what's going on with your knife until you take it apart. I don't know why somebody would have done this. There we go. Somebody did something. I think I am... I mean, who even knows? I think I'm the third owner of this guy. One, two... No, maybe the fourth. I think I'm the fourth owner. Whoever bought this, I went back and looked on his Instagram. I saw that somebody had bought this new from Ruben. And then if you know who Texas TI Guys is on Instagram, he had this knife. And then he sold this knife to my buddy, who then traded it to me. So my buddy, I got my Rone 228 in November. No, it was December. December of 2024. And ever since I got my Rone, my buddy has been trying to get one, but they are so hard to get because there are so few of them out there. There are only around 230 Rones that exist in the world. And I know that because the only way you can get a Rone is if you get it from Instagram, and there are very few Rones that you can't see on his Instagram. So my Rone number 228 was not posted, but then there was number 2. I'm pretty sure it was number 230 was posted. I could be wrong. So, ow. I don't even know what I was talking about. So I got my Rone new from Ruben December of 2024, and then that was number 228, and then a couple months later, early 2024, he posted a Damasteel Rone, which I'm fairly sure was number 230. And ever since then, we have not seen any more Rones. And several months ago, literally 8 to 10 months ago, Ruben posted a teaser of a new knife that he is working on. And the teaser photo, it only shows the butt, and you only see a small part of the knife. You can't really see. I mean, it's literally a teaser. You don't know what the knife looks like. The teaser was just to let us know that he's making a new model, which when I saw that, me, like so many other people, were really excited. We're like, man, he's making something new. It's awesome. And then he just hasn't posted since. So, Ruben, what the heck? How can you tease us like that and then just fall off the face of the earth? Which can happen because it's flat. How can you just tease us like that and then just disappear, man? Come on. At least make, it's totally not your style, but make a post and be like, hey, I'm still alive. I wasn't in a deadly car accident or assassinated. I am still here, just checking in. That'd be cool. Because we're like, what the heck, dude? I mean, how are you going to post a teaser and then just disappear for 10 months? And who knows when we're going to hear from him again? So anyway, the reason that I did this trade too, a lot of the reason was because I recently got married a couple years ago, and I haven't had a steady job. It's been pretty rough. And we recently moved. I mean, a freaking bucket full of things that have gone on. I just don't have money to buy knives anymore, dude, especially of this caliber. So, if I can't get, a nice knife, then I'd just rather not get anything. I did get a freaking tenable tipper, an Edgy Blade Works production budget tipper at Blade Show Damascus, which is, it's a pretty neat little knife, but it's nothing, you know, nothing crazy. So anyway, I did this trade because I just wanted something new, and my buddy had been trying to get my Rone, you know, a milled Rone for so long, and it really like was a big deal to him that I would do this trade for him, and I, you know, I did it for that reason too. I like to help people get their freaking grail, and I've really been wanting a smooth scale Rone anyway, so yep. So anyway, I'm gonna put this back together. First thing I'm gonna do is go outside and spray this blade. It is a CPM 154 blade, which will rust. I mean, I don't care what your knife is. I don't care if it's freaking Magna Cut. It will rust if you're not careful. I promise you. I've had it happen with more than one Magna Cut knife. I have seen spots of rust. Nothing crazy, but I have seen spots of rust. So I like to spray the blades with, this is a freaking gun lube. Let me go get a glove. Oh, really, dude? Cheap crap. So let me go spray this. I'll be back. Stuff stinks. Making sure to get in the jimping. Because my last Rone had tiny spots of rust up in the jimping area. Okay, let's do this. These little guys right here. This is little, I don't even know what this crap is for. Oh, it says right here. Ideal for fine touch-ups, fine details, and hard-to-reach areas. So this is something I got at Hobby Lobby. This pack of 10 of these things was like $1. And they're very comparable to KPL. Has little tools like this, which are expensive, and they work great, but they're expensive. So I wanted to try those. So what do I use that for? Is for applying KPL and Loctite. Oh. Okay, so what I like to do to my knives, I get a little bit of, when I say a little bit, I do mean a little bit. Enough to do that. KPL heavy, I'm going to put that on the detent ball. And a little bit on the track. Is that necessary on the track? Probably not. And because I'm like super whatever, I think I'm going to just reuse this to apply the regular KPL. So I'm going to put this pivot back. About to put it in the wrong side. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a little step, like there's a little ledge on there. And on the pivot itself, you've got a little ledge there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not, but that keeps it from spinning inside of there. Which, if you've ever had a knife that spins freely, it's pretty annoying. I mean, that's another reason why there's no reason to whoever put freaking glue on that, or I don't know what they did. They may have just used a very strong Loctite at some point that got into there, like a red Loctite maybe. I don't know. Anyway, you don't need that because that pivot's not going anywhere. So now I'm going to get some KPL original. Put just a drop on there. You get a bottle of this stuff, it'll literally last you for the rest of your life. I'm just going to coat the inside of that. Drop a bearing in there, and then I'm going to just go over the bearing. And the reason that I do that is because I used a alcohol wipe to clean it earlier, and alcohol will dry it out real bad. Put that on there. Put a little bit. Like a drop, like barely any. On the blade, drop the bearing on. Repeat. Very little. I've said it before. When you have a ball bearing knife, you really don't need any lube. I'm kind of back and forth. Sometimes I won't use any, and sometimes I will. I tell you what I don't ever do. I don't ever put a lot. Oh my God. I don't ever put a lot in there. So when you're putting the blade back on, or you're putting everything back together, you want it to be kind of halfway like this. You don't want it to be fully open or fully closed. And I just want to pick it up, make sure everything is nice and tight. Everything feels good. Everything looks good. My laundry's done. First thing I'm going to do is put these back guys on there. I am not going to put any Loctite in these back screws because it's not necessary. Yeah, something's not right. It should be going in nice and smooth. Like that. Why is that one not? That is snug. I shouldn't have did that. When I say I shouldn't have did that, I meant I shouldn't have tightened that up all the way. Should have kept it kind of loose. But what's done is done. Give me some of this Loctite. This is important. This is the whole reason I took this apart, was because it was loose. So I'm going to apply some Loctite I feel like that's a lot of Loctite, even though it's not. With this Loctite, a little goes a long way. That's another reason why I had to... Let me rephrase that. It could have been the reason why I had to force that pivot barrel out of there. It's because if somebody used too much Loctite. Come on. There we go. If someone used too much Loctite, that absolutely will lead to that. I think it would be cool if Ruben just did like a flipper delete model with some thumb studs or a hole. Okay, done. That's gonna be way too tight. Something's not right. Ooh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I spoke too soon. I feel like it's not centered. When you're that tight of tolerance, you see how much little space is in between this thing? It's like nothing. So a little bit of uncentered can cause it to scratch. Just don't know if I like that or not. I'm gonna blind myself. I don't know. It's gonna have to do. So, what I like to do, I'll give it a few few test runs. It feels great. And I'm just gonna make sure it's nice and tight. Yep, we are nice and tight. So I'm not gonna flip it open till tomorrow morning at least. Let it sit, get nice and tight, let that Loctite settle, and call it good. So there you have it. Rone number 223. Disassemble. And these little guys here, these work great too. They come in handy. You've got two sides. I used it earlier. What I'm doing right now, that pivot, I had put Loctite enough in it that when I tightened it, it started to come out the pivot there. So use that little thing to wipe it up. These little things, these actually, I think I said this in my McNeese video, these are tools for cleaning your glass if you're a weed smoker. And it came in the box of like 1,000. And I can't even smoke anymore because I'm getting a job with the city. And if you're getting a job with the city, I didn't learn this until after I took my UA. UA stands for urine analysis. Doesn't matter if you have a medical card or not. You cannot be dirty for weed if you are going to work for the government. And I don't even work for the government. It's just quote unquote a safety sensitive position, so they can be like, oh yeah, you can't be dirty for weed at all. And, you know, luckily they are giving me grace and they're going to let me become clean from weed and then take my test again. And one of the reasons they're doing that is because that really wasn't disclosed to me in my interview. And because of how little I smoked to begin with, I probably could have passed my drug test had I known and not smoked any from the time my interview was till when my drug test was. I probably would have been fine. So now I'm having to stop smoking, which is kind of tough, and try again hopefully in a few days. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.